So you are a Cancer, whether you're a Cancer male or female, Cancer woman or man, guy or girl, and maybe you struggle a bit with feeling like people always try to take advantage of you, or people are always taking advantage of you, period. Well, one thing I'll say when it comes to taking advantage, or people taking advantage, is boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Which Cancers are pretty good at, but when it comes to certain people, certain boundaries can be blurred, certain boundaries can be accommodated for, I guess is what I'll say. So, one thing I want to say is you pay attention to who the people are taking advantage of you, because if it's close to home, that's a problem. But if it's not so close to home, maybe if it's just a coworker or I don't know, someone you see at the mall every Tuesday, you don't have to see them every day, you don't have to deal with them every day, but still it's a problem because they're trying to take advantage. By the way, if you are not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, my name is Lamarr Townsend, spelled just like my YouTube name. Actually, my YouTube name is Lamarr Townsend Tarot. And I am a psychic tarot reader as well as an astrologer, and I would love to read for you. So make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, hit the bell next to the subscribe button so you get a notification whenever I go live or upload a brand new video. Also, make sure if you want a personal reading from me, astrology reading or psychic tarot reading, check out my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com. I am available for readings and I would love to read for you. So purchase your reading directly from my website on lamarrtownsendtarot.com, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible, and we will get your reading done as soon as possible. I currently have openings, free openings for readings. I finished them all last night, and I'm so proud of myself. Meaning the readings that I already had to do prior to doing this video. Does that make sense? Back to the topic at hand, Cancers and being taken advantage of. So like I was saying at the beginning of the video, boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. That is one of the biggest things I noticed with Cancers and just kind of passive zodiac signs overall. Now it's interesting to call Cancer passive because Cancer is actually a cardinal sign, and the cardinal signs aren't necessarily known to be passive. By the way, the cardinal signs are Capricorn, Cancer, Aries, and Libra. All right. So, but it's interesting. Out of the four, Libra and Cancer tend to be the most passive. Although, don't get it twisted, Capricorn can have their ways of being passive aggressive as well. But when it comes to boundaries and asserting your boundaries, it comes with being assertive. All right, and that's maybe one thing that we cardinal signs, and I say we because I'm actually a Capricorn sun, Libra moon, can learn a lot about that from Aries. Aries people tend to be very assertive, and it's not difficult for them to assert their boundaries. So boundaries is really important, Cancer, when it comes to people taking advantage. Because when people see that maybe they can take advantage once, they'll do it twice, they'll do it 3 times, they'll do it 4 times, they'll do it 100 times if they can. All right. But the key to stopping that in its tracks is putting your boundaries and learning to put your boundaries, immediately, giving no one any leeway, giving no one any indication that, you'll bend and you'll bend and you do things, for them and make exceptions for them. No, 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 Cancer. You have to protect your energy. You have to put yourself first. Keep in mind, Cancers tend to be empaths. And empaths are people who feel things very easily. People who feel energy. It's almost like you can walk in a room and feel immediately what everyone's feeling, what the energy of the room is, what's going on. And it can be overwhelming, which is why you must protect your energy. Being born under such a sensitive and nurturing zodiac sign can be difficult because you want everyone to get along. You want to make sure everyone's good, especially the people you love. But Cancer, you have to make sure that you yourself are good first before you can tend to other people's needs. All right? So that's the key here is putting yourself first and putting your needs first as well as asserting your boundaries, okay? That's one thing I noticed about Cancers is that they can be very self-sacrificing, which, as a Libra moon, I can relate, all right? By the way, this is not just for Cancer sun. This is for Cancer moon, rising, Venus, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Uranus, Pluto, Saturn, first 12th house, North Node, South Node, Chiron, Vesta. Basically, if you have Cancer in your chart, then this reading is for you, and it can resonate with you, hopefully. And you can get something out of it, all right? So as I was saying, Cancers, you've got to assert your boundaries. And the key is also putting yourself first in your relationships, putting your needs and your wants first. That's also, a pattern that can sometimes show up for Cancers, is putting other people's needs before yours. And mind you, if you have a habit of putting other people's needs before your own needs, people will also take advantage of that. Oh, I know Cancer, they always got me whenever I'm going through a problem, no matter what they're going through. So let me call Cancer up and see what they're going through. Maybe you're going through your own moment, Cancer, but this person knows that they can play up, their situation or play on your sympathy to get something out of you. So you've also got to stand strong and firm in your convictions and in your decisions and not waver, all right, as well. That's another thing, is not wavering, not going back and saying, you're going to do something maybe after you didn't, after you said you wouldn't do it. That's also asserting your boundaries. You've got to assert your boundaries, Cancer, and you have to stick to it. One thing you can also do, Cancer, is call people out. Now, I'm not saying call them out at the last minute when, you've been doing this thing for them for the past year, 5 years, and now all of a sudden you decide to give it to them real good. No, Cancer. Well, yes, you can do that. It may be a little bit too little too late because, certain people may have been taking advantage for a while. So sometimes you have to remember, like, when you finally break a pattern, and especially a pattern of being used by people, and it's been going on for a while, it's going to be a culture shock, not only to that person that's using you, abusing you, or whatever, but it's also going to be a culture shock to you as well. But this is a good thing because, the process of utilizing certain skills or standing up for ourselves, doesn't always come easy, especially once again with certain zodiac signs that are more sensitive and more caring and more thoughtful with how they approach situations, right? They consider people's feelings, basically. Um, but with practice comes, perfection, all right? Doing something over and over again will make it easier for you. So I think, it's important to keep this in mind as well, Cancer. Um, and just remain strong in all that you do. Remain strong in your convictions. Don't let anyone take advantage of your thought process as well. That's another thing, is having a strong mind and strong convictions. When you say something, you believe it, and no matter what anyone throws your way, no matter what opinions or critiques or whatsoever anyone throws your way, you still believe what you believe. That's also another form of taking advantage, is trying to control your thoughts and minds in your mind. Some people just know how to push certain buttons, and when you know how to push your own buttons, and when you know which buttons trigger what certain things, you once again are more protective of yourself. You're more willing to assert your boundaries, and basically when you know yourself, you put yourself first. You can see tricks coming a mile away. You know yourself, and therefore it's going to be less easy to take advantage of you. So the key here, Cancer, and I say this in a lot of my readings, personal and otherwise, is to master yourself. Once you master yourself and you've mastered your emotions, you've mastered, asserting yourself, people will take less advantage of you. All right. Now, it may take a process, it may take a while for people to get used to no longer being able to take advantage of you. And to be honest, some people you may lose as friends. You may lose as, close, people that are close to you. But sometimes that's necessary. Sometimes that needs to happen. So it's also learning to deal with the consequences, and maybe consequences isn't the right word, but learning how to deal with the aftermath that comes with asserting yourself and asserting your boundaries and not letting people take advantage of you. All right? Because there's pros and cons that come with that depending on how you look at it. But if you look at it from a perspective of I have to do what's best for me, I have to put myself first, it's always a pro to get rid of people who just aren't good for you and who are users and abusers and things of that nature. So, Cancer, I hope this made sense. I hope I was able to give you some clarity and insight into your situation. Thank you for listening and watching. Remember, if you would like a personal reading from me, I am an astrologer as well as a psychic tarot reader, and I am available for readings. Check out my website, LamarrTownsendTarot.com. Purchase your reading directly from my website, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And we'll get your reading done as soon as possible. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, share with your friends and family. Follow me on my social media pages. My Instagram is at Lamarr Townsend, and my Facebook is Lamarr Townsend Tarot, spelled both just like my YouTube channel name. Once again, all right, my name and my YouTube channel name, all in one. All right. So with that being said, love you guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.